This man is working 6 meters above deck. A fall could kill him. He should be wearing a safety harness. Why isn't he?
Look, I'm good at this, and the job takes twice as long if I have to use all the equipment. The chief wants results, and I make sure he gets them. Besides, my mates will make fun of me if I use it. Who needs it? Oi! Who needs it?
Personal protective equipment, PPE, is there for a good reason. It saves lives and prevents injury, pain and suffering, even in the best run operations. Always use it and don't let pressure from others put you off. After all, it's your health, livelihood, maybe even your life on the line. But for PPE to be effective, you need to use it properly. Otherwise you end up in the worst of all worlds.
Oh? How'd you make that out?
Simple. If you think you're protected, you take more risks than normal. So remember, PPE only provides you with a certain level of protection. For instance, if you stand under a suspended load and it falls on you, no hard hat is going to make a difference. Proper risk assessment and safe working practices should be the first ways you protect yourself. Then, if you use PPE as the last resort it was intended to be, it may save you from injury. But you'll need to use it properly. There are some simple rules. Want to hear them? Keep items with you that you use all the time. That way, they're always to hand.
Like this, you mean?
That's right. Next point. Don't use substandard PPE. Your employer should make sure you have the PPE that's right for the job.
Right.
And you have a duty to yourself to check that it's in good condition, and to make sure that you use it properly, in the right situation and in the right way. That includes wearing it properly with zips and straps done up and so on.
Yeah, that all makes sense.
But the most important thing to remember is, a lot of PPE is designed with a very specific use in mind. So always make sure that you're using the right kind. If you don't, you could really injure yourself. Look at those goggles.
They're safety goggles, aren't they? I get it. It's the vents.
That's right. Use those when you're washing chemicals off a bulkhead with that high-pressure hose, and one gust of wind could blow enough moisture through those vents on the side there to permanently damage your eyesight.
Thanks.
Never take a chance if you're not sure. Stop what you're doing and go and check with your immediate chief. Or failing that, your safety officer.
Is that everything?
Yes. But there's one thing that's worth saying twice.
Let me guess.
PPE is a last resort. Remember your training. Follow the principles of risk assessment and your own company procedures, and hopefully you'll never need to rely on protective equipment to save you. Three men doing an ordinary day's work. Do any of them look as if they're in danger of a head injury? Or are they properly protected? What about this man? Is he taking proper care of himself?
No chance of me getting my hair caught in the machinery, all right? Don't panic. I'm not really doing a dangerous job.
And what about you? What do you think?
Well, I suppose.
Okay, so what about this man?
Look, I'm wearing a hard hat, aren't I?
Yeah, he is, so he should be all right.
And this man?
Never without it. I ain't taking no risks.
Yeah, he's definitely all right.
Well, let's see, shall we? Head protection can stop you getting injured in lots of situations. Hard hats protect against falls, impact with fixed objects, things falling on you. But you have to be wearing one. Looks like he was doing a dangerous job after all. But it isn't enough just to wear head protection. You need to wear it properly, or it could still be useless. Yes, that's right. Don't be like this man. Make sure that it's a good fit. It should be comfortable, and you should be able to adjust the headband and any straps easily. Get familiar with it and wear it properly, because if you don't, it won't protect you at all. Even if you thought it would.
I see what you mean.
So now you've got the right kind of head protection, you're wearing it properly, what else can possibly go wrong? Make sure that it's in good condition as well, or you're due another surprise.
Hey, careful!
The chemicals in glue and marker ink cause deterioration to the shell of the helmet. So does sunlight. You may not have realized that, but it's true. Personal protective equipment, PPE, that's defective fails to prevent injuries like this every day, so treat yours properly. Store it properly away from sunlight. Check it regularly for damage and deterioration. Paint, stickers, impact damage, scratches or cracks. Has it gone brittle? Check the date of manufacture. Is it due for replacement according to your company policy? If there are defective, unhygienic or dirty components that can be replaced, do that. But if there's anything else wrong with it, say if you know it suffered a severe impact, then get a new one. Always follow safety policy and use PPE when it's appropriate. The main type of head protection you'll come across is the hard hat. There's also the bump cap, which offers more limited protection, but it's not common. Whichever you use, you'll need to make sure that long hair stays out of your way. Hard hats can protect you against most kinds of impact. Whatever kind of head protection it is, make sure that it fits. It's comfortable, the shell is the right size and will take a thermal liner if you need one, and the headband and straps are easy to adjust. Any piece of PPE needs looking after if it's going to stay effective for as long as possible. Remember that if you don't do this, you may not be protected at all. So use PPE properly and, above all, work safely. Hand and arm protection is needed in a lot of very different situations. So, are these men protected? What about this one?
These are 3-layer gloves. I'd be stupid not to use them.
Is he right?
Sure, I wear them myself.
All right, so what about him?
Well, they're not perfect, but they're okay.
What about this man?
He's not doing anything he needs to wear gloves for. Listen, I'll just order some of these from the stores, please.
And this man?
got my gloves right here.
Extremes of temperature are one thing hand and arm protection is often used to guard against. That's a very hot pipe he's working next to, but although he's wearing gloves, he's not properly protected because they don't fit him properly.
That's never happened to me before.
That looked painful. But not all the things that can go wrong with hand protection are so dramatic. A lot of people think of protecting themselves against metal splinters or pinched fingers, say, but gloves are also commonly worn to avoid contact with harmful substances of various kinds. Skin irritation and dermatitis are common hazards. The gloves this man's wearing are not the right ones. So every time he uses them, they absorb some oil, which ends up on his hands. Nothing to worry about? Mineral oils can contain cancer-causing agents. He's risking skin cancer.
Really? That's the last time I do that then, that's for sure.
If you think you're protected, you take more risks. So wearing ineffective protection is almost worse than wearing none, like this man. He's been doing a job he doesn't need gloves for. But now he's made the mistake of thinking he doesn't need to put any on just to move a couple of crates.
Okay, I know I said it was okay.
This is a job he does all the time, and he always uses gloves. But this pair have been lying in the bottom of a bucket that had corrosive chemicals in it before. His gloves have been damaged by the chemicals, and now they're no use at all.
I see what you're saying.
Here are some of the most important things to remember. There are many different kinds of hand and arm protection. Lots of very specific applications, so it's vital that you make sure you're using the right stuff, particularly where chemicals are concerned. The main things that it's designed to protect you against are dirt, cuts, abrasions and the like, extremes of temperature, and contact with harmful or dangerous substances which can cause a variety of serious problems. Use the right stuff. Change it if the risk changes. And never allow gloves you use for handling chemicals to touch parts of the body, equipment, or furniture. Make sure the protection fits properly and that it's comfortable. Keep it clean and in good condition. After contact with chemicals, wash it straight away and make sure you follow company procedures. Check it regularly for damage and deterioration. If gloves have holes, cuts, or weakened seams, if they're distorted or otherwise damaged by chemicals, or if they're too heavily soiled to clean, get them replaced. Remember, treat all personal protective equipment with care, and that way it will do the job it was designed for. So use it properly and, above all, work safely. Do any of these people look as if they're in danger of getting injured? It doesn't look as if this man's taking proper care of himself.
Look, I haven't got time to fetch anything. And anyway, I've only got a tiny bit to do.
And what about you? What do you think?
Well, I think he should stop and get himself some goggles.
Okay, so what about him?